This is a drawing of Bonehilda from The Sims 4. I did it on watercolor paper. I had also done this one as a sketch in my sketchbook first, to get the composition and colors that I wanted, and now I'm doing the final painting. And I am using Tempera paints for this illustration. I know Bonehilda appears in another older Sims game, maybe for The Sims 1 or 2, I don't remember for sure, but I've personally never seen her before until The Sims 4. I have played all the other Sims, but since I was a kid I never really had the means to get as many expansion packs as I dreamed, so I don't really know much about her on the old Sims. However, for The Sims 4, Bonehilda appears in the Paranormal pack. It's a small expansion pack, and if you have it, your Sims can become paranormal investigators. They can do seances or exorcisms of the haunted houses, and they can live in a haunted house too. Once your Sim levels up their paranormal skills, they can conjure up Bonehilda, the skeleton maid. She stays for a while and she helps around the house doing chores. But also if you're in a haunted house and there's the evil spirit, she can help your Sim fight it off. In the illustration, I have also included two little spirits floating around Bonehilda. They are some of the spirits that can haunt a house. In my previous Sims 4 video, I said that I wanted to include part of the background, since a lot of Sims come with specific worlds. Bonehilda doesn't come with a specific world, since it's just a small expansion pack. But the pack does come with their own decorative elements for the house, and also with clothes for your Sim, but I just focused on the house elements. That's where I got the idea for the background. I decided to paint one of the wallpapers that came with the pack. It's a red color with some golden vegetation shapes that I will add later in the video. In her hands, I had her holding this small decoration that comes in the pack as well. It's a decor I really love since it's so cute. It's a miniature version of a cow plant in a little terrarium. If you don't know what a cow plant is, it's very typical of The Sims. It's basically like a mix between one of those fly traps and a cow. It's supposed to be a gigantic carnivore plant. And it's actually like an aggressive plant. It can really kill your Sim. But since this is just a miniature version, it's more of a decor. You don't really interact with it. Since the red was going to be so strong, I decided that it should be one of the first things to add. I felt like a red like that would have some effect on the colors that are around. Mainly Bonehilda would have some reds on her bones and outfit. I'm not very good at anatomy. I've never studied the bones of the body in depth, so I'm sure there must be some mistakes on her skeletal structure. I mostly went by feeling. Does it feel right? Does it feel like Bonehilda? Probably not a very good idea to do an accurate illustration, but I was mainly trying to have fun with this one. What I can say for sure, looking back now, is that her neck looks too long now. But I did enjoy painting her skeleton. I enjoy adding color variations, so I went with a yellow, red, and a bit of blues to start. One of the most important things for me was to make sure there were some reds in her bones, since they would reflect some of the background color on them. I also added some soft reds or light reds on the white of her outfit. For the blacks, I first painted most of the black parts of the Maid outfit. And to portray the reflected red color, I added it as a glaze on top of the blacks nearby the background. I added small details with the small brushes, of course. I tried to detail her face as much as I could. But I wasn't going for a creepy look. It's hard to avoid since she's meant to be a skeleton. I enjoyed detailing her hands. I was thinking of them mostly as shapes. I added the warm yellows and soft reds to the areas where the shadows would be, to portray the three-dimensionality. The lighting is coming from above, so I tried to follow that for the shadows. I think it worked well for the hands. The little spirits I painted in green. There are other colors in the game, like blue or red. Each color represents the emotion, so green is meant to be the happy spirits, which also explains their happy expression. The sad or angry spirits have their own expressions. The angry one could have been fun to draw, since they can have very exaggerated expressions, but I didn't think they'd fit for this illustration. They are also red, so I feel like they would just blend in for the most part. I could have changed the color of the background so they wouldn't blend in, but I was really looking forward to painting a red background, honestly. So instead I went with the green ones. Also, the green color would be more attention-grabbing with this background. They are also meant to be transparent, so at first I tried to paint the outlines only, and paint some of the background behind them to show the transparency. But it wasn't turning out too well in my opinion, so I decided to add some more green to them. In the end, they are more opaque because of it, but since I added the paint as glazes, they still come across as transparent. For the final touches, I used color pencils. I used both regular and watercolor pencils. I just go by the color they have. I'm not trying to do any particular technique with the watercolor ones. I just wanted something that would help me detail parts of the illustration. Something that would help me do the very small lines. Also, I would like to use more color pencils lately, so I would like to experiment with techniques with them. I painted the vegetation details in the background regularly with the egg tempera paints. I guess I just forgot to hit the record button. And here we have the final illustration. I like it even though it's not perfect. Maybe her headpiece is too big, but it's still Bonehilda. I don't know yet which iconic Sims 4 character I'll paint next, but I know I will try to keep including backgrounds for them, even if they don't come with that particular world like this one. I think just adding the decor and the wallpaper was a good idea.